Hello, I am Jonathan Slatt, 2021 winner in the general nonfiction category for Owls of the Eastern Ice. Congratulations to all of this year's finalists, and thank you for writing such compelling books this year. It was a cold winter, so great to have so many reasons to cozy up next to a fire inside and read.
Hi, I'm Brian Freeman, 2021 winner in the genre fiction category for The Deep, Deep Snow. We have such an amazing literary community here in Minnesota, and the programs surrounding the Minnesota Book Awards are a big part of how we support our local authors. So to all of this year's finalists, good luck and have fun.
Hi, my name is Carolyn Hallbrook. I'm the 2021 winner in the Memoir and Creative Nonfiction category. I just wanted to give a huge shout out and congratulations to this year's finalists. What a stellar group of writers.
Hello, my name is Annika Fajardo, 2021 winner in the middle grade literature category for my book, What If a Fish? Thank you to all the readers and writers who helped our world stay connected during this time of COVID. Books help to make the world a brighter and better place.
Aloha, my name is Kavai Strong Washburn, 2021 winner of the novel and short story category for Sharks in the Time of Saviors. I just wanted to take a second to congratulate all of this year's finalists and also to mention how grateful I am to be part of the incredible literary community here in the state of Minnesota.
Laura Zimmerman, 2021 winner in the Young Adult category for My Eyes Are Up Here. Congratulations to all this year's finalists, and congratulations and thank you to all the writers, performers, the composers, the weavers and the potters, to every artist in Minnesota who continued to make work over the last couple of years. Your creativity is an act of resilience, and your stories make this a better place to live. So thank you.
Hello, I am Jonathan Slatt, 2021 winner in the general nonfiction category for Owls of the Eastern Ice. Congratulations to all of this year's finalists, and thank you for writing such compelling books this year. It was a cold winter, so great to have so many reasons to cozy up next to a fire inside and read.
I'm Brian Freeman, 2021 winner in the genre fiction category for The Deep, Deep Snow. We have such an amazing literary community here in Minnesota, and the programs surrounding the Minnesota Book Awards are a big part of how we support our local authors. So to all of this year's finalists, good luck and have fun.
Hi, my name is Carolyn Hallbrook. I'm the 2021 winner in the Memoir and Creative Nonfiction category. I just wanted to give a huge shout out and congratulations to this year's finalists. What a stellar group of writers.
Hello, my name is Annika Fajardo, 2021 winner in the middle grade literature category for my book, What If a Fish? Thank you to all the readers and writers who helped our world stay connected during this time of COVID. Books help to make the world a brighter and better place.
Aloha, my name is Kavai Strong Washburn, 2021 winner of the novel and short story category for Sharks in the Time of Saviors. I just wanted to take a second to congratulate all of this year's finalists and also to mention how grateful I am to be part of the incredible literary community here in the state of Minnesota.
Hi, I'm Laura Zimmerman, 2021 winner in the Young Adult category for My Eyes Are Up Here. Congratulations to all this year's finalists, and congratulations and thank you to all the writers, the performers, the composers, the weavers and the potters, to every artist in Minnesota who continued to make work over the last couple of years. Your creativity is an act of resilience, and your stories make this a better place to live. So thank you.
Elaine Hopkins, the Senior Director of Programs and Services for the Friends of the St. Paul Public Library, and I couldn't be any happier to welcome you all here tonight to celebrate and honor Minnesota's writers. We're so grateful to have you all here together in person for the first time in 3 years, so thank you. To those who are watching our live stream, thank you so much for celebrating with us all across the state. Now, I am honored to welcome Jim Rock and Babette Sandman for a Dakota Ojibwe opening to this year's ceremony. Please join me in welcoming these elders to the stage.
Wichoni, Oania, Onia, Nia, Nia can, Wichoni, Oania, Onia, Nia, Nia can, Okan, Kanka, Tunka, Shira, Wichowazi, Vidaya, Okan, Kanka, Tunka, Shira, Vidago, yeah, Oasin, Wichoni, Oania, Onia, Nia, Nia can, breath of life, we're alive, so alive. Thank you, grandparents, thank you, great mysteries, thank you, relatives, thank you, family, Wichoni, Oania, Onia, Nia, Nia,
Bonjour, my name is Babette Salmon. Mukademi Guanana Shanabe Indigenous Cause, Gawaba Begana Kog and Dunjaba, Memoir, Onegaming Singanda. My name is Black Feather. I'm enrolled in the White Earth Band of Ojibwe, and I live in Duluth. Mayangan and Dodame is I'm the Wolf Clan.
Haumitakiapi, Chantewa Stea Nahana Pechi Yusapido, Aucheti Shakoing Oyate Himatahan, Sisito and the Makota, Wambadi Hayetu Imakiapido, Iminija e Imachage. Hello, my relatives. In traditional Dakota protocol greeting, I said, from a glad heart, I offer you my hand. I'm of the 7 Starfire people. My ate, my father was Sisitoan, and that tells you which star we're from. And I said that I was born here at Iminija Ska. We're all related.
we're gonna start with a prayer, a Dakota and an Ojibwe, doing a prayer together. We're gonna start with offering tobacco to the 4 directions. And he offers to the west, I offer to the east.
So this is east, this is west. We have each other's backs in Ojibwe and Dakota.
Mani do Udapana Sema Wabanun.
Wiokpeata, Wakiango Yata King, Hitumapok, Unshuchulapok, Oichakiapo.
Udapana Sema Jawanun.
Waziata, Tatanko Yata King, Hitumapok, Unshuchulapok, Oichakiapo.
Udapana Sema Ningabianun.
Itokagata. Wambidi, sorry, Wiochium Pata, Sintei Sapina, Ahita Wampok, Untiwichilapok, Oichakiapo.
Udapana Sema Giwadenun.
Itokagata, Wambidi Oyata King, Ahita Wampok, Untiwichilapok, Oichakiapo.
Udapana Sema Ishpemiat.
Okantaka, Takushkanshka. Unchiwichilapok, Oichakiapo.
Udapana Sema Omaki.
Maka ina. Unchiwichilapok, Oichakiapo.
Miigwich Diba Jamojig Kakanaga Minanguyang. Thank you to our storytellers for all the gifts that you give, your strength, your wisdom, your hope, your humor, and your healing.
The first story we learned to read is from the Wichachpi Oyate King. On this side are the Dakota stars, Wichachpi. On this side are the Anung, the Ojibwe stars. They teach us who we are, where we are, and when we are. This is just the first chapter of 4 chapters, spring, right? The 4 seasons. But the story takes 26,000 years to tell. So it comes down to us from our ancestors. They knew the details. And so in Dakota, I would say, Minnesota woapi wo'ohie king pidaon yaya pido. Ichinch chakpa otunega Minnesota makoche king Dakota makoche happy. Nakun woapi kaga wik chemena yamni sam shakpe king wichoye washteste oyawapi king ichiyush kimpi wopida echichiapi. I translate that part first. I said thank you to the organizers of the Minnesota Book Awards for recognizing our Dakota land here at Chakpa Otunwe and beyond. Means the belly button. Center of our universe. Also, Wopida, and congratulations to the 36 writer-storytellers here for their good medicine words. And then I'll translate this into Dakota, finish that way. Finally, you can help the 90% of us Dakotas who are still exiled to come home to our traditional spiritual homeland here. You can donate money and other ways to support the purchase of our original lands here so we can live in communities where we speak our language and build our earth lodges and grow our own foods and medicines. Please visit our website at Makoche Ikik Chupi. If you're interested, there's some of these maps on Diane Wilson table. So. And then Hina Dakota Nina Ota Makoche Kinde Ta Hedichupi Okihi Pishni. Taka Oyaki Api Oyaki Hipi. Mazaska Yakupi Kiham Maka Unre Opeon Tumpi Unkoki Hipi. Heche Wichoti Ed Untipi Ga Maka Tipi Unkarapi Ga Woyute Ga Pejuta Ko Ichahun Yapi Ga Dakota Unkiapikre. Wisdoria Iawapi Kinde Wayag Makoche Ikikchupi. Takyewasin. So we have some songs to share, blessing songs. This first one is We Plant a Seed. We plant a seed. And then it says, long life always, eternal life, life without end always. We plant a seed. When you think of the genetics of that seed, but that's also the words and inspiration on each sentence, each paragraph, each page for these writers. Those are seeds. They're thought, medicine, prayer. And then we pray for water. Not that your books get wet, but that the seeds will grow, right? And we've had a lot of the water, but we're not complaining. Every day is a good day. And so this is the heartbeat. It can also be the thunder that rattles the rain. And you just heard the flute, the wind. Sua kojupe, sua kojupe, wichoni washte ohinia, sua kojupe, sua kojupe, sua kojupe, wichoni washte ohinia, sua kojupe. Mni washte undakapedo, mni pida unya piedo, mni wo you only hampiedo. Mni washte undakapedo, mni pida unya piedo, mni wo you only hampiedo. In Dakota, the word for water is mni. And this is our original reusable water bottle, the buffalo horn. And so there's mni on mni. Can you remember? Mni. Now, Cousin Babette will teach you how to do that same song, Ojibwe Moi.
We're going to have another beautiful moment together. We're going to sing the water song, the Nibi song. It was written by Doreen Day at her grandson's request, and they sang it every day, and she gave permission for us to sing it. And so again, we're going to speak about the water. We're going to go 4 rounds with this song, and the first 2 will be for Mother Earth and all her waters that need healing, and one of the ways of healing is through song, sing to the water. And the next 2 will be, we're 80% water. We're going to sing to our own water. And this will be a healing moment. You will feel it. So we're going to start this song together, and I'm going to really need you to sing with me. Nebe gijagegu Gimi gwitchawen nimigo Gijawen nimigo Nibe gijagegu Gimi gwitchawen nimigo Gijawen nimigo. Next 2 for us. Nibe gijagegu Gime gwitchawen nimigo Gijawen nimigo. Water, we love you. We thank you. We respect you. Nibe gijagegu Gimi gwitchawen nimigo Gijawen nimigo. Miigwech.
Thank you so much to Jim and Babette. We are very grateful to you for the space you have opened, for offering us this place to connect over the love of stories told by Minnesotans. The Minnesota Book Awards takes place on Dakota land. This land was reserved by the Dakota in the Treaty of Traverse des Sioux, signed with the United States in 1851, and it remains sacred to them today. I also acknowledge the Ojibwe people, fellow indigenous inhabitants of this land. Dakota and Ojibwe people are also the original stewards of stories in this place, now called Minnesota, and we at the Friends honor that tradition and the knowledge and values embedded in it as we work to lift up storytellers in our state today. And now we'll have a welcome from this year's finalists.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome to the 34th Annual Minnesota Book Award Ceremony,
presented by Education Minnesota.
The Minnesota Book Awards is a program of
the Friends of the St. Paul Public Library,
as the Library of Congress designated Minnesota Center for the Book.
Tonight's celebration
brings together readers and writers from all over the state,
both virtually and in person for the first time in 2 years.
Thank you to all the organizations
and individuals
who make this event possible.
Thank you, Education Minnesota.
Thank you, SPNN.
Thank you, Ordway Center for the Performing Arts.
There were 266
submissions
for this year's program.
Tonight, you'll see awards presented live in
9 book categories,
plus recognition for the winners of the Book Artist,
Ugnander, Minnesota History,
and Sexton Awards.
I'm from Cleveland, Minnesota.
I'm from Champlin.
I'm from Wayzata.
I'm from Richfield, Minnesota.
I'm from Edina,
Babbitt,
Duluth,
Shorewood, St. Paul,
Maple Grove,
Minneapolis, Excelsior,
Plymouth,
Red Wing,
White Bear Lake,
Leicester, England. But I now call Arden Hills, Minnesota home.
I'm thrilled to be here as a finalist
for the first time,
for the second time,
for the 5th time,
6th,
for the 9th time.
I'm excited to be in community with you,
to share our stories,
to share the stories of our neighbors.
Thank you, fellow writers.
Thank you, fellow readers. Thank you,
Minnesota.
Thank you, Minnesota. Thank you, Minnesota.
Thank you, Minnesota.
Thank you, Minnesota.
Thank you, Minnesota.
And thank you, Minnesota.
Thank you, Minnesota.
And thank you, finalists, for that rousing start to the 34th Annual Minnesota Book Awards. As you heard, we'll be presenting awards tonight to authors in 9 categories with the help of guest MCs from around the state and to the recipients of our 3 special awards. Make sure to follow and tag us on social media. We want to hear your comments on the books, the authors, the evening. We are very glad you're here with us. We'd like to recognize the support provided by our presenting sponsor, Education Minnesota, the state's educators union representing more than 89,000 professionals working together for excellence in education for all students. Speaking to Education Minnesota's commitment to learning and literature is Secretary Rodney Rowe.
Good evening. Education Minnesota is a proud sponsor to the Minnesota Book Awards again this year because there have never been fewer times when our students needed good books, more than now. In my long career in education, I cannot remember a time when the censorship of what teachers can say and what students can read has been so blatant or effective. Across the nation and in our school board meetings in our state, the calls are growing louder to ban books and to challenge the antiquated ideas of what's okay for kids to learn. According to the free speech group PEN America, in the 9 months since July 1st, state legislators and school boards in America have banned 1,145 titles by 874 authors. The bans target stories of the people of color, LGBTQ+ people, and people with disabilities. And they really don't want anyone to write realistically about sex. This cynical political national campaign against our students' freedom to learn about themselves and their society could silence the authors they are so desperate to read. Authors and book lovers, we need your help. Whether or not you go home tonight with a prize, keep writing fearlessly. Inspire others to write and put good work into the world. Use your talents to resist the bans, the gag orders, and the harassment of educators and librarians who have the audacity to offer books that might question, push, or provoke. As educators, this is one of our most important struggles. We are dedicated to inspiring lifelong learners who will become active and informed members of our society. To do that, we need books that meet students where they are. Sometimes that means answering questions about the lava under their feet and the moon above, or even how to find beauty in a place as unlikely as Iowa. Or maybe kids need to see themselves in a character who is struggling to be brown, Muslim, and Minnesotan all at the same time. Or in the everyday adversities of an Ojibwe girl growing up on a reservation. Or it could be teenagers trying to figure out the transition from high school to adulthood through a book that says, right in the title, that no one is going to have sex. A book that someone, somewhere from a school library will try to banish it because irony is dead. These are the stories that we need today, stories that help Minnesota students understand themselves, stories that build connections across divides of race, place, and religion, stories that show how alike we really are. And I'm sure we all hope that Minnesota students carry those stories and those lessons that they have learned from them for the rest of their lives, especially now when empathy and understanding feels about as rare as a sunny day in April. I have only a short time to speak with you this evening, so I hope that you will understand my focus on the books for young readers. But our union also supports nonfiction, fiction, and poetry for adults. Our educators are readers too, after all. So from all of us at Education Minnesota, the union of more than 86,000 educators in schools and campuses across this great state, and along with all of the students, we say, thank you, authors. Keep up the great work, and thank you, Minnesota Book Awards, for all that you do for readers everywhere. Have a great evening, everyone.
Thank you so much, Rodney. We're so appreciative of the work that you do with Education Minnesota and this partnership. We are also grateful to all of our sponsors and partners who make this program possible, including Alaris, who is the sponsor of the preface that everyone was enjoying just a little bit ago. Now it is my pleasure to introduce our MC, who is a familiar face to many, and our inaugural MC for the first virtual Book Awards ceremony in 2020, T. Michael Rambo. We were supposed to ask him to this stage that year, and I am so happy to finally be able to do so tonight. T. Michael is a regional Emmy Award-winning actor, vocalist, arts educator, and public speaker who has made an indelible mark here in the Twin Cities, performing principal roles at such theaters as The Guthrie, Penumbra, 10,000 Things, The Ordway, Illusion, Mixed Blood, Park Square, Children's Theater, and Minnesota Opera. He has also appeared in television commercials, feature films, HBO miniseries, and other television programming. Please join me in welcoming T. Michael Rambo.
Ain't gonna let nobody turn turn me around. Turn me around. Turn me around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up the freedom land. Ain't gonna let injustice turn me around. That's it. Turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let injustice turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up the freedom land. Ain't gonna let rejection let us turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let rejection let us turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up the freedom land. Ain't gonna let old COVID, no, turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let old COVID turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up the freedom land. How y'all doing? How you people doing? Good, good. Well, as you heard, my name is T. Michael Rambo, and I'm delighted to be here. I opened up with a Negro spiritual. It's a genre of music from the enslaved Africans. We speak of storytelling, and the enslaved Africans created this body of song as the first form of nonviolent resistance. Ashe, ashe. And to think it was one of the first forms of storytelling created on this continent by those who never learned to read or to write. We are here to acknowledge and lift up and amplify the stories of our indigenous brothers and sisters, our native brothers and sisters, those children of the dust, and those of us in this room and our award recipients that will be coming up shortly. So I just wanted to say that, just to start things off on that note there. And I thank you. So anywho, Elaine, you're doing a good job, wherever you are. Yes. I suspect tomorrow she'll take her first breath in 48 hours. But in any event, we are only 2 years late for this, and I am so pleased to be back in the company and in the community in person this time with all of you writers and book lovers. It has been yet another year where we have found refuge in the spoken and the written word for escape, inspiration, and hope. My great-grandmother used to say, heaven hope us. She'd say that because, baby, you have to have hope if your help is ever gonna come. The hope by our elders and by those who write great stories. We are extremely grateful to those of you who have channeled your time, your energy, and your talents into creating, producing, and sharing the work we honor tonight. We are also grateful to all of the sponsors and individuals who have made this celebration so very possible. We are also appreciative and appreciate and recognize individuals who have helped shape our literary community, but sadly are no longer with us. We have lost several bright lights and several bright, amazing creators from Minnesota's this past year, and we'd like to take a moment to remember them tonight. Robert Bly, renowned poet and the state's first poet laureate. Journalist Pamela Esplund and Mel Reeves. Poet Ethna McKiernan. Writer, teacher, ecologist Darby Nelson. Gary Paulson, a native Minnesotan whose work has touched the lives of so many readers around the world. And Paul Van Derek. I'll get it right, Paul. Paul Van Der Sick, yes. Ashe, Paul. community leader and former chair of the Rain Taxi Board. To each of these names and to those who you are lifting up in this moment, I send out these words in song. If I could write a book for you that brought me fame and fortune too, that book would be like my heart and me, dedicated to you, dedicated to you. Ashe. Dedicated to amplify their memory, we are so grateful for the contributions of all these individuals. They will be dearly, dearly missed. Thank you for joining us in honoring them. I continue to say Ashe. It's a West African tradition. Cool my head, lift my heart. It's kind of what you might say amen, as my mother would say, and a woman too. So if we could collectively take a moment, as I often share with my children and my students, just to take your index finger right in front of you real quickly. And I want you to just, I'll center ourselves before we say Ashe to those who've transitioned. Smell the rose. Blow out the candle. Smell the rose. Blow out the candle. Smell the rose. Blow out the candle. Shall we lift up our voices in Ashe? Ashe. Yes, Ashe. As we get into our evening, we are pleased to announce that we have the musical trio of the Willie August Project. Let's give them a round of applause. Come on now. Not only do they look good, they sound good too. Mm-hmm. They're over there looking like a real old trio and things. That's right. Under the leadership of band leader Ben Seams, he has crafted original and customized music for each winning title. We got theme songs, y'all. Our bookseller's partner is Red Balloon. Is ready to help you enjoy the work of all of tonight's finalists. So visit their table in the lobby or their Book Awards webpage. Stock up with all the books written by our finalists. Use the code MNBA22. MNBA22. Y'all don't know nothing about that right there. Y'all don't know nothing about that right there. I'm gonna say that for another show. So remember that code, MNBA22, for the online sales. So let's get started. The Emily Buchwald Award for Minnesota Nonfiction, our first award of the evening. This award is a nonfiction category that delves into Minnesota history and people, sponsored by Bookmobile. Its namesake is someone who has made a profound mark on the Minnesota literary community as the co-founder and former publisher of Milkweed Edition. An editor, poet, teacher, and award-winning children's author. Tonight, we welcome presenter Patrick Coleman, formerly with the Minnesota Historical Society for 43 years as the acquisitions librarian. So, let's give a round of applause for Patrick.
Good evening. My name is Patrick Coleman. I'm so pleased to be here with you to present the finalists for the Emily Buchwald Award for Minnesota Nonfiction, sponsored by Bookmobile. In truth, I'm especially happy, almost giddy, to be presenting my favorite category, named after one of my favorite publishers and sponsored by one of my favorite businesses. Both of them are giant components in our local Minnesota community of the book. The finalists for Minnesota Nonfiction are Confluence, A History of Fort Snelling by Hampton Smith, published by the Minnesota Historical Society Press. From the Gridiron to the Battlefield, Minnesota's March to a College Football Title and Into World War II by Danny Spiewak, published by Rowman and Littlefield. Kura, Prophetic Messenger by Richard Bresnahan, published by Kura Book Publishing LLC, and Opioid Reckoning, Love, Loss, and Redemption in the Rehab State by Amy C. Sullivan, published by the University of Minnesota Press. And now to make the announcement for this year is Sue Leaf, the 2021 winner in this category for her book, Minnesota Geologist.
And the winner for the 2022 Emily Buchwald Nonfiction category is Hampton Smith for Confluence, A History of Fort Snelling.
Wow. I am deeply honored to receive this award, particularly given the quality of the other finalists. So my thanks to the Friends of the St. Paul Public Library and to the committee as well. History matters, folks, and that was one of the reasons that I undertook this project. I wanted to tell the wider story of Fort Snelling in the context of American history. And as far as I succeeded in that, in this book, I owe the thanks of a number of people. The MNHS Press staff, Joss Leventhal, Ann Regan, Shannon Pennyfeather, and also book designer Judy Gillatz, who actually designed a beautiful book. Also the readers of the manuscript who made very, very wonderful concrete suggestions for improving the text. And my former colleagues at the MNHS Gale Family Library Reference Department. And finally, last but not least, the site personnel at Historic Fort Snelling who really delve into the details of the history of the fort and all the complications of its background. Particularly site manager Nancy Cass and program specialist Jeff Borum. And finally, very last, my family, who uncomplainingly listened to many stories extended about Fort Snelling. Thank you all.
Congratulations, and I have to honestly say, Hampton, while I am an emerging writer myself somewhat, that name too. If you weren't meant to be a writer, I don't know what else you were gonna do. Hampton Smith. Come on, is that not a writer or what? The award went to the right guy, it seems like. Congratulations. Now we have a novel and short story award that will be presented by Diane Miller, host of the local show on 89.3 The Current.
Hi, my name is Diane. I'm a musician and a songwriter, and I host the local show on Minnesota Public Radio's sister station, The Current. I'm so pleased to be here with you this evening to present the finalists for the novel and short story category. As both a songwriter and an avid reader, what I love about storytelling is its ability to help people understand and explore the human condition. Great writers gift us with their intellectual abilities by translating everyday experiences and emotions into thought-provoking, word-driven narratives. Writers provide us with inspiration to learn, grow, and live a life of purpose and value. The finalists for novel and short story are After Francesco by Brian Malloy, published by John Scognamillo, Books, Kensington Publishing. Brood by Jackie Paulzine, published by Doubleday Penguin Random House. Carnival Lights by Chris Dark, published by Modern History Press. And The Seed Keeper by Diane Wilson, published by Milkweed Editions. And now, opening up the envelope is the 2021 award winner for Sharks in the Time of Saviors, Kavai Strong Washburn.
It's like I've never opened an envelope before. And the winner is Diane Wilson for The Seed Keeper.
Hamataki Api. Oh, my heart. Thank you for this honor that you've given me with this award, and for just the privilege of being in a group with nominees that include Chris Stark and Brian Malloy and Jackie Polzine. And I also want to say that to me, this honor really goes out to the Dakota women who hid their seeds in 1862, and they're the reason why we have them today. And that teaching, yes, yeah, the seed keepers. And it's that teaching that shows us how to protect what we love. I have to thank my editor, Joey McGarvey, who believed in this project from the beginning, and the incredible staff at Milkweed, who really helped realize the vision for this book. My deepest gratitude to my entire family for their loving support, especially my brother Dave, who is always my first reader, my daughter Jody, my sister Sue, and my hero, Asiginak Iban. I want to thank my writing buddy of many years, Carolyn Holbrook. And I would like to thank Dream of Wild Health, who taught me what I needed to know in order to write this book, and Jim Rock, who did that beautiful prayer today, and the women from the Center Writing Group. And most of all, Pidamaya to the seeds themselves for sharing their stories. Mitakiasi, Pidamaya.
Congratulations, Diane. You know, it's interesting that you can count the number of seeds in an orange, but not the number of oranges in a seed. If you should see your faces, you're like, what in the, what? Where'd that come from? She was talking about the seeds and how important that, never mind. You guys, you're a hard audience. But think about that sometimes as you're cogitating on things. In any event, our next award is Middle Grade Literature, sponsored by Education Minnesota, with presenters Oliver and Louis Barber, young readers and patrons of the Morris Public Library in central Minnesota.
Hello, my name is Oliver Bobawal, and I'm here with my brother Louis.
We are so pleased to be here with you this evening to present the finalists for the Middle Grade Literature category.
Sponsored by Education Minnesota. I think what really got me into reading was that my parents were both teachers, and they always had a love for reading. So there was always a lot of books around the house that I could look at and read through. And I really liked a lot of the worlds and the ideas that had been written down.
What I think got me into reading is how accessible it is. The fact that you don't need a lot of money to get into these magical worlds is, well, magical. So yeah.
The finalists for the Middle Grade Literature are Amid Aziz Epic Year by Nina Hamza, published by Quill Book Tree Books and HarperCollins. Jojo Macoons, The Used to Be Best Friend by Don Quigley, illustrated by Tara Odbert, published by Heart Drum and HarperCollins.
Long Lost by Jacqueline West, published by Green Willow Books, HarperCollins. and The Troubled Girls of Dragomir Academy by Anne Ursu, published by Walden Pond and HarperCollins.
And now, announcing the winner is the 2021 award recipient for What If a Fish, Anika Farhado.
Exciting. The winner for the 34th Annual Minnesota Book Award for Middle Grade Literature goes to Jacqueline West for Long Lost.
Oh my gosh. I did not expect to be standing up here tonight. I thought I would have my free drink and go home happy, like usual. But thank you so much to the Friends, to everyone who puts on this beautiful event in celebration of Minnesota literature every year. Thank you to all of the nominees and finalists, especially in my category. It's such an honor to be among you. Thank you to my family, especially my husband, who's my date to all of these things. Thank you. Thank you to my critique group and everyone in the wider Minnesota book community. I am so lucky to be a writer in this state. And thank you to HarperCollins and to Upstart Crow Literary, everyone who has supported this book from the beginning. This book is really a love letter to libraries, and all of us in this room know that it is an increasingly challenging time to be a librarian in this country. I want to thank all of the librarians who are holding the line, who are fighting the fight for access for all of their patrons, who are providing resource and refuge. I would not be who I am without libraries and librarians, so thank you to all of you. Thank you.
That's really awesome. Let's hear it again. Congratulations to you. Let's hear this trio, the Willie August trio. Isn't it kind of, boy, I don't know about y'all, but it's mighty nifty to have that kind of music kind of going on as people walk up, have your own theme song. That's beautiful. This next award is, in addition to honoring the writers and illustrators for their tremendous work this evening, we also celebrate those who help create and improve our literary ecosystem. Next is a special award bestowed upon an individual or organization for outstanding contributions to Minnesota's literary community, named for Kay Sexton, a career bookseller and dedicated arts advocate. The award is sponsored by Robert and Carolyn Wooland, and are here to present the award is a brief tribute video by Jeff Schatz, executive editor and director of poetry at the Gray Wolf Press.
Fiona is all about creating collaborations that expand participation in Minnesota's literary ecosystem. Collaborations with the Anderson Center, College of St. Benedict, public and college libraries, local independent bookstores, and many others have brought Minnesota and national authors to thousands of Minnesotans. These innovative collaborations have enriched conversations in our community about cultural issues, both long-standing and of the moment. Fiona's collaborative leadership will have a lasting impact through expanded engagement by a diverse and energetic community of authors, readers, staff, and supporters in Minnesota's rich literary ecosystem.
For the past 28 years, McRae has published hundreds of books, has led Gray Wolf Press from being a small regional publisher into a publisher with an enormous international presence, nurtured a generation of writers, editors, designers, and publicists, and all around has been the driving force behind books not just sold but made in Minnesota. As such, McCrae has shaped every aspect of books and reading in the state, although that doesn't feel quite right because what she's done is much bigger than that. McCrae has shaped books, period, in the world, period. She is not only a giant in the state of Minnesota, she is simply a giant.
Fiona McCrae deserves this award because her career has been about the careers of others on both sides of the book, the people who write them and the people that make them happen. She's leaving Grey Wolf in such a grand position to continue printing greatness while changing the face of publishing in the office. The new initiatives to bring a more diverse publishing world to fruition make me even prouder to be on their list. And even more sure that Fiona is the kind of leader that recognizes the changing world around her and how our language and actions must bend and respond to the times. Fiona, thank you so much for all you've done, for all you've made happen, for the doors you open. All love to you.
It couldn't give me more pleasure to join in this tribute to Fiona McCrae. And right now, it is my honor on behalf of Robert and Carol, the Minnesota Book Awards, and the entire Minnesota book community, it is my honor to present the K. Sexton Award to Fiona McCrae.
I am merely Jeff Schatz. For 28 years, Fiona McCrae has served as the director and publisher of Grey Wolf Press, and her extraordinary leadership has not only transformed Grey Wolf into a premier publisher of fiction, nonfiction, poetry, and translation, but has also transformed literary and independent publishing in Minnesota, across the country, and around the world. Fiona's dedication to the notion that literature matters, that it opens crucial conversations, that it connects us and empowers us, that it deserves our care and coin, has defined, inspired, and supported vast communities in our state and beyond. Countless writers, readers, editors, funders, board members, booksellers, librarians, teachers, students, reviewers, critics, in other words, all of us. Fiona's sense of vision and purpose have contributed to and changed our literary culture the way that publishing a book does, by sending out eternal ripples. Some of them flow back. Fiona is, to me, a mentor, an example, a colleague, and friend. And I am not the only one in this room who offers her forever gratitude for making a life in books possible. So on behalf of Robert and Carolyn Wolin, the Minnesota Book Awards, and the entire Minnesota book community, it is my honor to present the K. Sexton Award to Fiona McCrae.
A little bit lost for words after that. Thank you so much, Minnesota Book Awards and the Friends, and to everybody who was behind me getting this, the judges and the nominators, and Josh Ostergaard, who did a lot at the Home Office. Thank you, Kathy and the writers for their words, and thank you to all the Grey Wolf writers for all their words, and all other writers too. This has all been a wonderful retirement present because I'm actually ending my time at Grey Wolf, which of course makes me think back to the beginning and my first day interviewing for the job when I met some remarkable women, Melinda Ward, Gail C., Paige Coles, and the formidable K. Sexton herself. And looking back on it now, I realize they were the first of many, many memorable Minnesotans I was going to meet over the years and who were going to embrace me and support Grey Wolf and help me along the way and help me to help writers. And I feel so grateful to everybody in the literary community here. I had made a list of everybody, and then I had to cut it, but they're all the ones that Jeff mentioned. I'm just so grateful to you all for the ways in which you've allowed Grey Wolf to flourish here in such an amazing way. And alongside Coffee House and Milkweed, you've allowed Grey Wolf to, and the three presses, to redefine what the center of independent literary publishing is in America today. Yes. I was talking earlier to someone and saying that publishing is very much a collective activity, so I really do want to have a shout out to all the staff that I've worked with over the years and the current team who are just outstanding. I call them the Extra Mile Club for all the effort that they do. And I can't mention everybody's names, but there are two very special people here tonight who worked for me for practically all the 28 years, 25 years plus. One of them is Jeffrey Schatz, who you saw earlier, and the other is Katie Dublinsky, our associate publisher. Without their genius and dedication, Grey Wolf would not be in the position that it is, and I hope and pray that Kay Sexton would be very proud of everything that we've achieved. Thank you so much.
Beautiful. Fiona, congratulations once again to you. Thank you. Now on to children's literature. Congratulations again, but before we say anything else, I just want to acknowledge that children's literature is something that is so important. As a K-12 educator for now almost 40 years, our children are so desperately in need of stories and those who create and craft them. While in West Africa, I learned a wonderful quote that when an elder dies, a library is burning. Yes? And so they need the stories of our elders, like the ones that were gifted to us this evening. And so for these writers, I extend a special acknowledgement from my heart. In any event, let's move forward. For our next award, we have Children's Literature, sponsored by Books for Africa, with presenter Heather Mueller, Commissioner of the Minnesota Department of Education.
Hi, my name is Heather Mueller and I'm Minnesota's Education Commissioner. I am so pleased to be here with you this evening to present the finalists for the Children's Literature category, sponsored by Books for Africa. We know that the ability to read proficiently has a significant impact on the success of students. Children's literature is vital because children have the opportunities to not only see themselves in their literature, but also to connect to the literature that they're reading. This is one of the ways that we can bolster literacy statewide. I'm grateful for organizations like the Friends of the St. Paul Public Library who support and invest in libraries and work to honor Minnesotan authors. The finalists for children's literature are Hello Earth, Poems to Our Planet by Joyce Sidman, illustrated by Mirren ASEAN Laura, published by Erdman's Books for Young Readers. Henry at Home by Megan Maynor, illustrated by Aaliyah Marley, published by Clarion Books Houghton Mifflin Harcourt. How to Apologize by David La Rochelle, illustrated by Mike Winutka, published by Candlewick Press. And 10 Beautiful Things by Molly Beth Griffin, illustrated by Maribel Lechuga, published by Charles Bridge Publishing. And now, to announce this year's winner is the 2021 award recipient for Big Papa and the Time Machine, Daniel Bernstrom.
This really is harder than... You weren't kidding. And the award goes to David La Rochelle and Mike Winutka.
Well, I am not sorry that I live in a state with such incredible children's authors as Molly Beth Griffin, Megan Maynor, Joyce Sidman, Daniel Bernstrom, and so many others. There are 3 people I want to thank quickly, and I hope I don't cry when I say his name. My best friend, Gary Nygaard, who has been my best friend for 30 years. Thank you for your years of love and support. I want to thank our editor, Andrea Tompa at Candlewick, and everyone at Candlewick who has treated us so well. And I am never, ever sorry when I can create a book with Mike Wanutka. He takes my simple words and brings them to life with his beautiful, funny, expressive, lively illustrations. Thank you, Mike.
Oh. Well, I'm with Jacqueline. This is a really nice surprise. Wow. Molly, Joyce, and Megan, I love your books, and it's an honor just to be a finalist with you. I can't believe I'm up here. I'm sorry. I would like to thank the Books for Africa for sponsoring this award. I'm really glad I wrote this down. Thank you to everyone at Candlewick for all you have done for our books. Thank you for Lauren Pettipies, the designer, for creating such a beautiful cover. Thank you to my family, Anna, Franklin, and Olivia, for all your love and support. And lastly, definitely not least, thank you, David, for trusting me again with your absolutely brilliant concepts. I am such a lucky illustrator. So thank you all.
Congratulations, gentlemen. Congratulations. I think that sometimes we fail to recognize how valuable the illustrator is in the process, particularly for children's books, for those that give shape to the breeze and color to light. I think that's a wonderful thing that the illustrator brings to how children inhabit and digest literature. Let's hear it for our illustrators and our writers today. Memoir and creative nonfiction. For our next award, we have just that, sponsored by Bradshaw Celebration of Life Centers, with presenter Natalia Benjamin, recipient of the 2021 Teacher of the Year Award.
Hi, my name is Natalia Benjamin, and I teach high school English learners and ethnic studies at Century High School in Rochester. I am so pleased to be here with you this evening to present the finalists for the Memoir and Creative Nonfiction category, sponsored by Bradshaw Celebration of Life Centers. This is one of my favorite book genres to read. I love learning about different subjects, and I love stories. This category combines both of these. Storytelling is an important part of the work I do in my classrooms because we can learn so much from people's experiences. It's a great way to learn from different perspectives and to expand one's views of the world. The finalists for Memoir and Creative Nonfiction Are You Bored Now? By Saeed Shaiya, published by Really Serious Literature. Self-Divided by John Medeiros, published by Howling Bird Press. Sound Like Trapped Thunder by Jessica Lynn Peterson, published by Seneca Review Books, Hobart and William Smith Colleges Press. And Watershed, Attending the Body and Earth in Distress by Renee Lenore Hansen, published by University of Minnesota Press. And now, opening up the envelope is the 2021 award winner for Tell Me Your Names and I Will Testify, Carolyn Hallbrook.
I love Harlan. Yay.
I can't even tell you how long I've been wanting to say, and the winner is Renee Lenore Hansen.
was pretty amazing to become a finalist with my wonderful cohort of other 3 finalists. And I'm not going to say everybody's name, even my kids, because Watershed is honoring the life-supporting work of every single one of you, even if you didn't get named in it. I was pushed into writing this book by the earthling community that surrounds me. Sometimes I didn't want to at all. So the award belongs to the water and to the birds and to my students, some of them are here, and to the trees. I offer real thanks to the original people who cared for these watersheds and are continuing to welcome the rest of us into learning how to care for water and all. I do thank my close family and and the communities that have welcomed me, and this big family of all earth beings intertwined. So we go forward for life. And I don't really know if that was the right thing to say, but we tried.
Congratulations, Renee. The power of telling stories. John Edgar Wideman said, the process for me that is going to knit up the family, the culture, the collective family, all of us, is that we tell our own stories, that we share them in our own ways. They express our values, and we keep on telling them, despite the chaos, despite the madness, and despite the pressure not to tell. Ashe. Memoir is just about that sort of thing, telling your story. Now we move on to the Book Artist Award. Yeah, that sounds really important. I like that. The Book Artist Award. Now we are pleased to honor Minnesota book artists for the excellence of a new work and the contributions to Minnesota's book arts community. The Book Artist Award is sponsored by Lerner Publishing Group and presented with Minnesota's Center for Book Arts, and it's early in its history, MCBA was housed at Lerner Publishing. And the sponsor of the Book Artist Award continues to a long tradition and interest in book arts on the part of Lerner Publishing Group. Here to make and to present tonight's 2020 Book Artist Award winner, Gaylord Shinelek. Gaylord?
For many years, Kathy Ryan has been a steady and supportive presence in the local book arts community. And I am honored to be here tonight to help celebrate Kathy Ryan in recognition of the excellence of her new work, Chronicle. Please turn your attention to the screen for a brief video tribute.
Bringing together form, text, and image with impeccable craftsmanship, Kathy Ryan's Chronicle beautifully captures the tension between the private and the public, the personal and the universal experience of our first COVID pandemic year. Kathy's imagery evokes an intimate slice of the natural world, while poetic personal text dances over each page. An ever-present news ticker highlighting not just COVID news, but also political and environmental events, serves as a visual anchor grounding the reader in the shared public experience of the pandemic. Kathy has been a treasured member of MCBA's community for a number of years. We are honored to see her work recognized with the 2022 Minnesota Book Artist Award.
The thoughtful intentionality of Kathy's work invites me, in a quietly determined way, to stop, linger, and notice what I may have otherwise overlooked. I absorb the images and text from a space of inner silence. Kathy says her pace of creating a book is slow. That patient, reflective, inquisitive pace is evident in the finished work. None of her books give the impression of being hurried. The inherent quality of stillness reaches out from the page and touches a still place within me.
Kathy Ryan has an incredible ability to bring sophisticated artist books into being from seemingly simple, straightforward ideas or questions. Her books arise from many months of observation, reading, thinking, writing, and visualizing, intuitively drawing upon all of her previous work. The qualities of Kathy Ryan's work are closely related to who she is as a person and artist. Honest, skillful, professional, passionate, quietly powerful, observant, thoughtful, articulate, and stunningly beautiful. Holding and exploring one of Kathy Ryan's books, especially this year's award-winning chronicle, is to get a small sense of her wondrous self and generous spirit.
On behalf of the Lerner Publishing Group, the Minnesota Book Awards, and the Minnesota Center for Book Arts, I present the 2022 Book Artist Award to Kathy Ryan.
Oh, wow, right. Okay. I want to thank the Lerner Publishing Group and the Friends and MCBA for their sponsorship of this award. I'd also like to thank the members of the jury for selecting my work. I am tremendously honored to have received this. I'd like to thank my partner Doris for pretty much everything. And I'd also like to thank the community of book artists in Minnesota for their welcoming spirit and their continued support and guidance. Thank you very much.
Congratulations again, Kathy. Our final special award is the Hognander Minnesota History Award. Now, the biannual award for a full-length book of scholarship on the topic of Minnesota history, funded by the Hognander Family Foundation, created by Orville Joe Hognander. This award stems from his family's belief in the importance of studying and preserving history and their long-standing relationship with the Minnesota Historical Society. We had planned for the award to be presented by William D. Green, two-time winner of the Hognander Minnesota Award, most recently, The Children of Lincoln, Most recently, that award is The Children of Lincoln, White Paternalism and the Limits of Black Opportunity in Minnesota, 1860 through 1876. However, Bill is unable to be here with us tonight, so on behalf of the Minnesota Book Awards and the Hognander Family Foundation, it will be my pleasure to present this award to David Hugel, author of Settler Colonial City, Racism and Inequity in Post-War Minneapolis, published by the University of Minnesota Press. As David is in Toronto this evening, please turn your attention to the screen.
Hi, everybody. I wish I could be there tonight. Thank you for this great honor. It is so appreciated. This is a book that's really critical of a number of Minnesota's public institutions, but it is also one that was an explicit beneficiary of support from them. In particular, I want to thank the great team at the University of Minnesota Press who really did wonderful things and were so great to work with, especially my editor, Christian, who's just had a new baby. I also want to thank my friends and colleagues at the University of Minnesota's Department of Geography who hosted me on a number of occasions when I was working on this project long ago. Most of all, I'd like to thank the many, many Southsiders who took time to you want to come in here for a second? Who took time to meet with me during the research process. None of this would have been possible without them. In any case, thanks very much. Sorry for this impromptu visit, although I'm sure it's very entertaining. I hope you have a fabulous evening. Thanks.
That was priceless. As a theater professional, you just never want to be on screen with a child or a pet. I am telling you. Well, congratulations, David. Now, for the genre of fiction, we have our next award, and we have this genre of fiction sponsored by Macalester College with presenter Lee Dio, owner of Sweet Reads in Austin, Minnesota.
Hi, I am Lisa Dio. I am so pleased tonight to be with you to announce the finalist of the genre fiction category, sponsored by Macalester College. As the owner of a small independent bookstore and as a former teacher down here in southern Minnesota, I have been surrounded by people who wish to make their mark on this world by the written word. From my 10-year-olds who filled notebooks with some real doozies to my 90-year-olds who penned their soul onto paper. I honor those who have spent the time and the hard work to hone their craft. Tonight, we honor some very talented authors. I am proud to announce the finalist of the genre fiction category. Insurrection by Tom Combs, published by Evoke Publishing. Life's Too Short by Abby Jimenez, published by Forever Hachette Book Group. Lightning Strike, a novel by William Kent Kruger, published by Atria Books, Simon & Schuster. And The Stolen Hours by Alan Eskins, published by Mulholland Books, Hachette Book Group. And now, opening up the envelope is Wendy Webb, 2017 winner for her book, The End of Temperance Dare.
Unfortunately, I did my little Wonder Woman spin around there because Wendy is not feeling well and she's unable to join us tonight. So I get the great honor of opening up the envelope. Carolyn, you're not the only one that gets to say the winner is. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see if this really is hard. Oh gosh, hold a second. This is weird. This emblem is like really like stuck like glue. All right, and the winner is, there we go. Oh. Really? Okay. Oh, I'm such a stinker. All right, the 34th annual Minnesota Book Awards for genre fiction goes to Abby Jimenez, Life's Too Short.
Abby, but she asked me to come here on behalf. She just had a book come out last week, so she's actually representing the state of Minnesota on a national tour right now. She's in another state. Yay! So she's really sad she couldn't be here. I imagine there are some people here who wanted to see Stuntman Mike, her dog. He is a superstar. He probably would have been here as well. So she just wants to say Life's Too Short is all about living for the day and always having something to look forward to. She always loves connecting with her readers, with her libraries. She loves everyone that she gets to meet because she loves writing for you. And she wants to send her thanks to the Minnesota Book Awards as well. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Truly, life is too short, and it reminds me of, you probably were expecting that, right? No, my great aunt, she was actually my grandfather's cousin. We called her Aunt Mama A-I-N'. She ain't your mama, but she acted like it. So we called her Ain't Mama. And Ain't Mama would say life's far too important to take seriously. So life is too short, so enjoy each moment to the fullest. So that being said, let's move on to support the Minnesota Book Awards to this next, yes, I'm going in the right order, great. So now that we've been together for a while tonight, it seems the perfect time to accentuate some of the more positive accomplishments of the 2020 and 2021 year and recognizing these winners who we only saw on screen over the past 2 years. These are their names, and we have to do what? We've got to accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, and latch on to the affirmative. Don't mess with Mr. In Between. We got to spread joy up to the maximum, bring gloom down to the minimum, and have faith. A pandemonium's liable to march upon the scene. To illustrate my last remark, Jonah in the whale, Noah in the ark. What did they do just when everything looked so dark? Well, man, you said you got to accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, and latch on to the affirmative. Don't mess with Mr. In Between. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. I just had a chance to honestly say I opened an envelope and I played with the Willie August Project Band. Trio gets here for them. We didn't practice that. They just jumped in. That's some good stuff right there. Anyway, we keep going. These writers and publishers that you just saw, their work in the midst of a global pandemic, and many were unable to hold any events in person. So we're lucky to have these several winners in our audience tonight. So if you are a 2020 or 2021 Book Award winner, please stand and be recognized. Congratulations. No, don't mess with Mr. In Between. That's right. That's amazing. I saw one of our recipients, she was doing like the hula hoop with her arms or something. That's all right. There you go. That's right. Fantastic. We've honored a wonderful range of writers so far this evening, with more to come. And we also know the strength of this program extends well beyond the award ceremony. Now we'd like to ask your help in supporting the Minnesota Book Awards and other programs created by the Friends that connect readers and connect writers. The Friends is designated by the Library of Congress as the Center for the Book in Minnesota, which means the organization is charged with promoting books, reading, and libraries throughout our state. Producing the Minnesota Book Awards is one way that fulfills that role. Here to speak to the impact of these programs is the Friends President, Beth Burns.
Don't go on stage after Michael Rambo for anything. Oh my goodness. So I've rethought, what am I going to say? What am I going to say? Because so many wonderful things have been said tonight. But what I want to invite you all to do right now is just pause and look around. Look at the people next to you, in front of you. No, nobody's heads are turning. Look, I mean it, really just look around, because it has been years since we have been able to do this and come together as a community. And the sense of community that I am feeling this evening, and just the joy of celebrating the written word, those that were written during very dark periods, those that are giving us hope and pathways forward, those that are opening our eyes to so many stories that need to be told that maybe we don't know about yet but need to. It is an honor to be with the Friends of the St. Paul Public Library, to produce the Minnesota Book Awards, and to be your Library of Congress Center for the Book. Because what that means is that we are you. And so thank you for looking around. Thank you for acknowledging and seeing what is here in this room this evening. It is magic. It is humbling. I'm so grateful for you. And I have the honor in my role as president of the Friends of inviting you in to support this with your financial contributions. The Friends is a charitable organization. We depend on the generosity of our state, of our corporate leaders, of the foundations, of this evening's sponsors, of the time and the talent that it takes to bring programs like this together. So if it is something you can consider and would like to consider, I invite you to make a charitable contribution. It's a tax-deductible contribution to the Friends, and it will support the Minnesota Book Awards program. The phone number's up on the screen. Thank goodness, I was going to forget it. If you'd like to text to give, you can do so at 651-412-3277. If you are listening virtually and with us this evening, and I want to make sure we acknowledge all of the hundreds of people who aren't in the room with us tonight, but who are participating in our first hybrid program, doing both. You can also go online to thefriends.org, our website. There's also a QR code for folks that have picked up a program this evening, and you can do whatever it is that you do with QR codes that takes you somewhere to do some magical gift-giving thing. But regardless, your gift that you've already given with your presence means the world to us. And to the writers, thank you. Your gifts are enormous. They make the world better. No exaggeration. I thank you all for being here. I thank you for your consideration of a gift this evening. It will go to support a great program, and I'm going to give the stage back to Michael to continue the program. Thank you so, so much.
Beth, what a delight. You know, earlier, Beth showed us a picture of her husband, Tom. He was fishing with large sea crab and things. Made me very jealous that he was out in the ocean doing that sort of thing. You know, during these last several years, we've come to realize that contagion is a major thing, you know, that we talk about that all the time. But you know what else is contagious? Love, laughter, joy, a smile, compassion, empathy. And honestly and earnestly, giving is contagious. And I really hope that you really listen to what Beth offered you as an opportunity to give to this organization that does so much. I'm going to ask a quick gift from me to you, or a request rather. Would you kindly, just for a minute, close your eyes, just for a second. And if you can see me, your eyes aren't closed. A couple of you close your eyes. Okay, darn it. Okay. Now, would you kindly, everyone in the room, point north. Just point. Point north. Now, open your eyes and look around. Clearly, we do not know where north is. That is very apparent. Except for a few of us who are like, oh, glory, I know north. My point I make is simply the fact that the Friends is just like a compass, pointing people toward their true north in this area of literature, writing, and children's books and genre books and the whole gamut. And that's why that sense of being contagious about giving and giving to this organization is so dear and so very important. So I hope that you'll use that the Q code R thing, and all the other stuff, the numbers and things. But yeah, I'm going to stop talking because I don't know anything about all that stuff. Now, general nonfiction. General nonfiction. We head into our final 3 awards of the night with general nonfiction, a category sponsored by Duchess Harris Collection. The Duchess Harris Collection. Yeah. And with presenter Eric Bird, manager of the Sunray branch of the St. Paul Public Library.
Hi, my name is Eric Bird, manager of the Sunray Library. I am pleased to be here with you this evening to present the finalists for the general nonfiction category, sponsored by the Duchess Harris Collection. The books up for the General Nonfiction Award are great examples of the wide variety of incredible scholarship undertaken in our state. These books are written with urgency, fascination, and deep humanity, and stand as examples of the fullness of stories that so often fly past as headlines in our daily lives. The finalists for General Nonfiction are Booth Girls, Pregnancy, Adoption, and the Secrets We Kept by Kim Hakela, published by the Minnesota Historical Society Press. Find a Trail or Blaze One A Biography of Dr. Reatha Clark King by Kim Leibfried, published by Beaver's Pond Press. Sensational, The Hidden History of America's Girl Stunt Reporters by Kim Todd, published by HarperCollins. And The Violence Project, How to Stop a Mass Shooting Epidemic by Jillian Peterson and James Densey, published by Abrams Books. And now, opening up the envelope is the 2021 award winner for Owls of the Eastern Ice, Jonathan Slapp.
Wow, this is a really simple envelope opening experience. Okay, so the 34th annual Minnesota Book Award for General Nonfiction goes to Jillian Peterson and James Densey for The Violence Project, How to Stop a Mass Shooting Epidemic.
Wow, that was a surprise. Thank you so much to the Friends of the St. Paul Public Library, the committee behind this. Thanks to the other wonderful nominees in this category. Congratulations to all of you. We just have a few thank yous. One to the National Institute of Justice that funded the research behind this project. We'd like to thank Fletcher & Company. We'd like to thank Abrams Press. I'd like to thank my intellectual home, Metropolitan State University, for providing the support needed to do a project like this. And then a big, big thank you to my family, particularly my sons, Andrew and Alex, and my wife, Emily, for all the support to be able to do this work. Thank you.
Holy cow. I want to thank the students at Hamline University who poured their heart and soul into this project. This wouldn't have happened without volunteer students spending their nights in the dark corners of the internet because they believed in building a world that was more compassionate and safe and loving than the one they were living in, and they inspire me every day. I also want to thank the people, from the perpetrators to the perpetrators' parents and siblings, the victims and victims' families, the first responders who told us their stories in their living rooms and in internet cafes, and who trusted us to hold these stories and to lay them down in a way that was going to try to create change. I think one thing that I walked away from this project with that I didn't expect to walk away from it with is that we can fix this. I think especially in this moment where violence feels so overwhelming in this world, we are capable of doing better. And I think I was taught that through the years of doing this research and in writing this book. It was really inspiring. And of course, to my family, who gave me the time and space and patience and grace to be able to do this project. Thank you.
Wow, that's really amazing. Give another round of applause to Julian and James. And I have to say that, Jonathan, after school, you and your posse, 3:15, okay? This sure is easy to open, whatever. No. Somebody got my sad joke. Thank you very much. I appreciate you and I value you. For the penultimate award, we have the Young Adult Literature Award, sponsored by Expedition Credit Union, presented by Vanita Sakar, on-air host at WCCO Radio and a 5-time Emmy Award-winning journalist.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Vanita Sarkar. So happy to be here, a big supporter of the St. Paul Public Libraries. Pleased to be here with you this evening to present the finalists for the Young Adult Literature category, sponsored by Expedition Credit Union. My son and daughter are in college now, but I remember so fondly taking them to different St. Paul Public Libraries as they were growing up in St. Paul. They loved the story hour, and they still, to this day, love to read. And I appreciate the St. Paul Public Libraries for that. Now, the finalists for Young Adult Literature are The Amalgam by Michelle Prince, published by Fire and Ice, Melange Books, LLC. In My Heart, The Adoption Story Project by Alan Burks and Leah Cooper, illustrated by Becca Hart, published by Wonderlust Productions. The Night When No One Had Sex by Kalena Miller, published by A.W. Teen, Albert Whitman. And The Spy Who Raised Me by Ted Anderson, illustrated by Gianna Miola, published by Graphic Universe Learner Publishing Group. And now, announcing the winner is the 2021 award recipient for My Eyes Are Up Here, Laura Zimmerman.
You guys, it's not even an envelope. It's actually. And the award goes to Kalena Miller, The Night When No One Had Sex.
Oh, wow, that's a lot of people. Hey, everybody. That was cool, by the way. So I started writing this book a few years ago when one of my mentors told me that I was good at writing sex scenes. And if there's one thing about me, it's that I will take a compliment way too far. And so when I wrote this book, I wrote it to be uplifting and funny and escapist and all those good things. But as we heard about and have been hearing about all night, having a book with the word sex in the title has become slightly more political than I intended in the interim during which I was working on it. So I am so grateful for organizations like Education Minnesota and the Friends and all the librarians and the teachers in the room for getting these books and my book into the hands of kids and teens. That's literally all I ever wanted. It's a huge privilege to write for kids and for young people, and I'm so grateful to be here. And I'm just gonna thank everybody I already thanked in the acknowledgments of my book. So you can buy that and then read it and imagine it in my voice.
We'll have these up here if Kalena or if Jillian and James want these dealies, they're up here. I'm not even gonna talk about what they are, whatever. I need microfiche or something, That'll make it easier for everybody. I love this. This has been so much. Have y'all been having fun? Has it been okay? Good. All right. The final award of the night will be for poetry. Poetry, the one thing that opens and heals the wound at the same time. It's beautiful. The category is sponsored by Willington Management, presented by Minnesota's Poet Laureate, Dr. Gwen Nell Westerman. You can still applaud if you want. Dr. Westerman was inducted as the third Poet Laureate of the state in September of 2021. She is the author of the poetry collection Follow the Blackbirds and co-author of the book award-winning Minnesota Mahote. Would someone, there we go, they saved me.
Hi, my name is Gwen Westerman, and I'm so pleased to be here with you this evening to present the finalists in the poetry category, sponsored by Wellington Management. This is our final category of the evening and the one that I've been waiting for. The finalists for poetry are Dead Reckoning by Jude Nutter, published by Salmon Poetry. Homes by Moab Solomon, published by Coffee House Press. Show by Douglas Kearney, published by Wave Books. And Worldly Things by Michael Rambo, published by Milkweed Editions. And now, opening the final envelope of the evening is Sue Wong, 2020 winner for the collection Bodega.
Thank you, everyone. Hello. I'm a little heartbroken that it's not an envelope and it's a piece of paper folded in a fancy way. But before I open it, can I just do this? Because I may never open another pseudo envelope again. So if you can just wave your hands. Hello, hi, yay, woo! Awesome. And I said this in 2020, and we were virtual at the time, Michael, but I said, holy shit. And I just want to say holy shit for poetry in Minnesota. Can we just I had the honor to read all the collections this year, and I mean, was like an impossible choice. So I actually have no idea. And the winner is Douglas Kearney for Show.
Holy shit. I first lived in Minnesota in 1999 when my wife, Nicole, was accepted into the U for grad school. But before then, Minnesota was a part of my life. I grew up Lutheran in Pasadena, California, and there was a contingent of congregants who hoped I'd go to Concordia to study to become a pastor. I live down the street from there now in a place some call St. Paul in Nebraska. Yet, in a way, I did come here to learn to speak the word. It was in 1999 that I was fortunate enough to join the Twin Cities' vibrant literary community, a community to which I remain indebted. So, thank you to the Minnesota writers who maintain a connection between literature and community, literature and performance, literature and activism, which is something that we always seem to need. I continue to learn from and hope to live up to your example. I thank my kin and kith, my teachers in and out of school, Wave Books, my colleagues at the U, especially in the creative writing MFA, and to my students who both make my work possible and I hope worthy. I thank the Friends of the St. Paul Public Library for their advocacy for literature, of which tonight we see but one facet. I thank the readers and listeners. And finally, I thank God for allowing me to speak the words, even if they aren't the ones that they thought I would. Thank you.
All right, Douglas, congratulations once again. It's nothing like having your own personal bullhorn, brother. Yes, sir. All right, I love that enthusiasm. We need that, more of it. The life is something we need to live out loud in and enjoy. My grandmother was the dean of English at Fisk University. And when I was about 7, first or second grade, she taught me the most important 10 two-letter words in the world. If it is to be, it is up to me. And at 7, I embraced those words and thinking of Douglas's writing and the writing of all those recipients tonight, and to those of you who were honored by being nominated, and all of you whose books are still either in your mind, in your heart, or moving towards your greater yet to be. The reality is truly that if it is to be, it is up to me. And I hope that you continue to pursue whatever those dreams are, whatever those hopes and those aspirations, because I know it can be. Congratulations to all our winners tonight, the finalists for their remarkable work and for sharing their stories with us. Thank you again to our presenting sponsor, Education Minnesota. We'd also like to extend a special thanks to our local independent bookseller, Red Balloon Bookshop. They will still be selling all those wonderful books for a while yet this evening. And if you are part of our virtual audience tonight, please visit their online store. That link is at the bottom of your screen. And thank you to the Willie August Project. Ben Seams, guitar. Jeremy Howard, drums. Graydon Peterson, upright bass. They even threw in a little Marvin Gaye in there, which I like that. What's going on? I love that. If you want more information about this amazing trio, www.ben, now it seems, right? But it's SIEMS if you're watching and if you're listening in the house. benseamsmusic.com. Many thanks again to our wonderful guest MCs who were with us in video. Thank you to Duchess Harris. Hey you, how you doing? How your people doing? That's Duchess right there. Duchess, go ahead, stand up. Let us see you. Come on, don't be bashful. Don't be scared. You deserve it. Yes. All the members of the Center for the Book Committee for their guidance and dedication. And let me also recognize the staff, the friends of the St. Paul Public Library, and all of our judges, our panelists, other volunteers, as well as all of our financial supporters. Thank you also, those thanks go out to the videographer, Slade Kimmett. We have a huge thank you to the team at the Ordway. For helping guide us through this new location. How many of you remember when this used to be kind of like a cool, like loungy theater back in the day with little coffee tables and, not many of you, okay. All right, fine. Night's almost over, y'all. I know. Okay. For helping us guide through this location, and we'd also like to acknowledge our gratitude to SPIN, St. Paul Neighborhood Network, for their longtime partnership and their work tonight by videotaping and sending this out to all of our viewers. So thanks, SPIN. And with that, we had poetry as our last category. So Marcel Proust wrote these words about gratitude. And I want to thank you all for being here. Gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It turns what we have into enough and more. It turns denial into acceptance, chaos to order, confusion to clarity. It can turn a meal into a feast, a house into a home, a stranger into a friend. Gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. Because gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but the parent of all others. And so, let us be grateful to people who make us happy. They are the charming gardeners who make our souls blossom. And nothing more, I was doing so well, to make our souls blossom. And moreover, every time we remember to say thank you, we experience nothing less than heaven on earth. Ashe? Heaven must be like this, it must be like this. There are about 8 people who know that song. All right, and thank you for being a part of the 34th Annual Minnesota Book Awards. And before I bid a good night to all of you, I just want to absolutely say once again, thank you, and thanks to all of you and everyone here in the house. And let's give a round of applause to our sign interpreter as well. Travel safely, everyone. Thank you for being here this evening.